Hello everybody, Konaja here. Welcome back to Race the Sun. Yeah, I'm still doing this. I forgot about it for a couple weeks. Well, didn't really forget about it, just didn't have time. But we're back. Let's load the clock with 30 minutes, and let's try today's challenge. Timer started. Alrighty. So, let's get reacquainted with the good old Race the Sun mechanics here. Okay, so far I have not hit anything, but I've also, okay, Rust is very real right now. Oh, these are new. It's kind of a different map today. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I've done Race the Sun, and with the new series is going on with the channel, time has been a premium. Added to that I have a little bit different of a work schedule going on right now. It has indeed made things a little bit more difficult. Okay, we gotta jump. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I can't believe this run has not come to an end yet. Alright, so we cleared stage 1. That's a start. But I mainly kind of wanted to do Race the Sun today, because I had something to talk about, and I don't have a current series where I can just sit here and talk about stuff. That is unfortunate. Luckily, we do kind of have this Race the Sun thing going on, so I'm going to try and make this work. Even though what I want to talk about isn't completely Race the Sun related, or it's probably not 100% the right place to do it. I really miss having Minecraft series, to be honest. But the Racecraft thing, it's kind of... I'm unsure about Racecraft at the moment. If you guys don't know, I know there's probably some new people around. Hello. Race the Sun. Racecraft was basically my Minecraft Let's Play for it was probably 2-ish years, and it was spotty at best. I was never particularly good at the Minecraft Let's Play thing, but it was always something I enjoyed doing because it's a great platform to just sit there and kind of talk about stuff like I was talking about here. So I do miss that. I do kind of look forward to trying to bring back something Minecraft related. just let it end, Cohen. Just let it end. It's actually a pretty decent start. It's 2,000. Let's see if we can get into the 3 digits today. That would be nice. So yeah, I'm not saying that series is over. I would certainly love to finish some stuff in that world, even though I don't think I left it off to too much of a cliffhanger, if you will. The main project that I wanted to do, pretty much did. And I certainly do want to get back to Minecraft. I'm excited about the new updates. I've been trying to play as little of it as possible in the snapshots. Just what we see in Minecraft Bingo, which is totally not the regular Minecraft like playstyle. It's much looser, and you just kind of, it's all about exploration instead of, the exploration and building or the survival aspect of it. So it's different. But I am excited to see that there's new stuff coming to that. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds for Minecraft? But what I want to talk about today... Hold on, let me get a drink real quick. This is not the place to do that, Cone. I really wanted to get that yellow one. Stinking fan blades. This is actually like the 4th thing I've recorded today, so I'm probably pushing my own limits as far as voice and stuff go. But I should have looked this up beforehand. I want to say it was F1. Somebody asked me my opinion on what I think of Gran Turismo and the new Gran Turismo game. And although that directly doesn't really interest me, the subject does, because I have a broader subject that I want to try and cover. And that is modern console racing games in general. So I'm going to put into that group, and I'm sure I might step on some toes just by saying this. I'm going to put into that group Forza, Gran Turismo, and Project Cars. Because I think those 3 are all up kind of the same alley. They are games that are aiming to simulate professional race car driving. That is their main goal. They want to give you a window into what it's like to be a professional race car driver. Personally, I don't think it was always necessarily that way. Wow, I have no idea how I made it through there. I personally have not played Forza much. I was always more into Gran Turismo growing up. And I would like to get some more blue. Okay, that was not what I was intending. For me, we'll say the first two, Gran Turismo 1, Gran Turismo 2, were two really huge, important games. This alone is a strange statement, but those two games had a huge impact on my life because of how kind of groundbreaking they were and how eye-opening they were to the entire automotive scene, I guess if you will, or industry. It's certainly, let's see, I'm trying to remember the years, but I want to say I would have been like 13 to 15 for the GT1 and GT2 era. And, wow, I'm like hitting nothing right now. And in that time period, I had always had somewhat of an appreciation for cars, even when I was pretty young. I think we got a time thing and then I crashed. 1800. I don't think we're getting into the 3 digits today. Apparently that's a good score. Where were we? We were talking about Gran Turismo and how those games really opened up my eyes to just how huge the automotive industry is, how many different little subcultures there are in it, how many different manufacturers there were. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff going into this. I mean, my dad was always a muscle car, American car kind of guy, even though when he was younger, he did like the import stuff as well. His father actually worked on European import stuff, so that's kind of cool to me that we kind of have that going back through the family. But the Gran Turismo 1 and Gran Turismo 2 games really opened my eyes to the Japanese. Obviously, that was their main focus at the time, the Japanese car scene. And I would say it's no small part of that led me into falling in love with 240s and just overall imports in general, and through that, kind of road racing. Whoa. That was a tough section. So, road racing, although I think I found it interesting before that, I don't think I really pushed too hard towards that side until then. Which I guess does defend Gran Turismo towards being a racing simulator that did indeed brighten my horizons to racing. Oh wow, I must have got a lot of tries that time. Get the triangles. Miss all the triangles as you're getting water. Okay, we got a portal too. Good. I should have waited till tomorrow to record this. I'm sorry. I can tell my voice is struggling, but that's okay. We'll soldier through. So, well, that was a waste of that. So this commenter that I forgot to look up and can't remember the name of wanted to know my opinion on it, and I kind of instantly went off on this tangent about the modern versions of these games and how I am so displeased with them. Because, man, that was stupid. Although, 1300. Oh yeah, we might get in 3 digits after all. Because although those games certainly did open my eyes to motorsports, to me they were much better and did a much better job of opening my eyes to different cars and, like I said, different car cultures. Now I don't really see it that way. Like, I played all of the Gran Turismo games through 5, and I gave 5 2 solid attempts to do a playthrough of, and I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. Gran Turismo 2 and 4 were my favorites, and those two I actually beat 100% complete multiple times, which is a lot of gameplay. So clearly, I mean, the franchise and me got along pretty well. But then, I mean, GT5 I guess suffered mostly from just lack of original ideas. It was just kind of the same thing again, and it didn't really feel like it was any better than Gran Turismo 2. The simulation has not gotten much better. I mean, relatively, as I personally have pushed into much more hardcore simulations, like your iRacings and your Live for Speeds and your set of courses, and now even your dirt rallies, because those games did feature rally as well. As I've pushed further into the simulation side, and even in real life, I have pushed further into, you know, real motorsports. Oh, that was not what I thought it was. Drats. Well, this is a waste. Can we make it? We did. Jump. Good. Oh, the jump killed us. The attempt to get the jump killed us. The Forza games, from what I can tell, and that's just through Let's Plays, I really don't like where they've gone with that. And it's the same thing that they've done, it's the same thing, coincidentally, that they did with Dirt, is that they're trying to push the drama of it, and they're trying to push they're trying to, like, can how important of, like, an event it is, and how you're going up against the top drivers in the world and stuff like that. That's not really what racing is all about. Racing, if you're going to try and focus on the drama of racing, it is purely driver versus car. You're trying to get a car to do things it was probably never intended to do. And even if it was intended to do, you're trying to get even more of that out of it. That, to me, is what the... Oh, I saw the portal over there and I got distracted. The pure element of racing is, and if you wanted to focus on that, that's what you would do. I just don't think that's necessary. That's not what I look for in a game like that. If I wanted to have a true racing experience, I would load up iRacing or Assetto Corsa or something like that. And even Assetto Corsa is kind of... yeah, it borders between. But the new Gran Turismo now sounds to me like they're going down that same path of, wow, look at how much drama, how much goes into this. You're going up against the top drivers in the world and the top cars, and, you know, manufacturers are looking after you and looking up to you, want you to prove what their car company can do and stuff like that. That kind of stuff is such a small portion of what actual racing is. That might be what World Endurance Championship is. That might be what Pirelli World Challenge, maybe that kind of level and up is. But that is not how it is from the beginnings. In the beginnings, you're just a nobody trying to become somebody off of driver talent. So to kind of overdo everything, like every single race in your racing career is you know, on TV and, you know, people are watching you, is just complete bullcrap. And although I know not everybody realizes that or knows that, so, you know, more power to them for trying to sell it that way, it just doesn't appeal to me. I would prefer if those games still focused on the car culture and on kind of just exploring different subsets of cars and... Dang it, those always get me. Nope. How much time we got? Oh, we're only halfway through. Good, good, doing good. I think I'm getting actually a lot of the points across that I wanted to. I should take a glass of water, or a sip of water. The whole glass! Ah. Okay. Nope, nope. I keep trying to go for that, it never works. So, okay. Ideal, Cone Dodgers, ideal Gran Turismo 7. Get as many cars in there as possible. Not just new cars, old cars, and different submodels of cars. Reintroduce, like, the used car market, and that aspect of it. Maybe even try and make it more about, like, trying to find and collect all of the cool cars you can. Like, you're kind of exploring the world and trying to get a taste of every little bit of every different kind of car that there is. Because in the real world, you're never going to be able to do that. And to me, that was what was so great about GT2 and GT5, or sorry, GT2 and GT4. There was so many cars, it took you just forever to find them all, and then you would find things that you had never heard of, and that's always cool, because you might just find something that, you know, in real life you're super interested in, and you would have never heard of it before. I'm trying to focus here for a second. So to me, that's the aspect I would love to see in a game like that. There's so many other better driving simulators out there now, and from what I've seen in their, excuse me, in their, too much water I guess, in their physics development, it's not getting there. It's not getting a whole lot better as far as that stuff goes. It's certainly better enough that I think you can probably pick up some real-world driving tips from it. And, you know, you can learn how to you can learn some basic layouts and things like that. Forza, oh my god, their tracks are terrible. I mean, I'm a track elitist because, I know, I've spoken about this a lot, but track design was something that I was very much so into. There goes our portal. Or our freebie, I guess it is. Let's get this. Nice. Focusing. Everything's fine. I finally learned how to do those. I think this is the furthest we make it. Yeah, Forza's tracks are just kind of terrible. And they went way off the deep end with the over dramatizing the tracks and everything. Like there's like tents everywhere with merch and all of the vendors and stuff. Oh, this is a crazy section here. Whoa, oh, okay. I can't believe that didn't crash us. But we're running out of daylight. There's one. Did I get it? I got it. No, that's where it ends. That was a good run. 11:39. Didn't get into the triples. Oh well. We did get some of these. But yeah, like the, you know, there's a wacky waving inflatable tube man everywhere, and there's just huge crowds. And I understand they're trying to make it interesting, especially for the younger market that I no longer am part of, sadly. I just don't think it's, I don't think that's as good of a game, to me, as what I was describing could be. And they certainly seem to have the ability to grab all the licenses they possibly could to make that happen. So now, I mean, I don't think that aspect of it is as cool anymore as it was then because of the internet. Oh wow, look at that run. That kind of information is so much more out there. And then you had the whole Fast and Furious generation that really put imports, you know, in the forefront. But that kind of paints it into a totally different picture that it has so many more subcultures than that people I think don't know about. And I use the term subcultures like every car has its own culture. Like, 240 community is its own culture. And then, like, I briefly took a couple stints into the MR2 community. And that's just a totally different atmosphere. And just owning those cars, I learned so much about them through those people that I never would have known otherwise. That's the kind of stuff that I would put into the game. Like there's different submodels of a 240. Maybe you just spend a whole, like, you know, portion of your quote-unquote career exploring the S12, exploring the S13 chassis, going to, okay, we're in America now and we're on some American tracks. Here's an S13, you know, base model. Here's a super high-cast model. Here's a single cam versus a dual cam. And not every car can be that detailed. Maybe I'm getting a little overboard there. But, you know, cherry pick a few of the most important ones and try and find the rare info about that. And that's what I loved about GT2 and GT4, was finding out that cool stuff, because they did that. They put that amount of research into it. I learned so much about the cars that I love now through those games. And just, you know, reading the menus of the cars, reading the little descriptions they put on them. And that was really cool. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And certainly, even though, like I said, the internet has certainly made finding out this kind of stuff way easier, and, you know, oh wow, I didn't think that would happen. The mystery is kind of gone there, the mystique of it all. There's still a lot to learn. For every car. I would say every day, probably, I learn something about some car that I did not know about. Some feature that it had, some mod that people do to it, even that could get involved into it, like, back to, like, exploring the 240s, go into then, well, in the early 2000s, the whole culture of the 240 changed from a car that was pretty much forgotten about, and then spurred into this whole new scene of drifting and engine swaps and all this stuff, and then you could segue into looking at the Japanese models and stuff like that, or just have those models available to find. That, I think, make for a much cooler experience, and you wouldn't have to can it so much. You wouldn't have to throw in so much added drama to keep people interested. Not everybody looks to play games to learn, I understand that. But if you do it in a way that you just kind of, it just happens naturally as you're playing the game, you end up kind of enjoying it, learning stuff about cars or just anything. That's what I loved about the earlier Call of Duty games, is that, you know, you're playing a game, you could play that game and not learn a damn thing. That was very possible. But you still found yourself paying attention and kind of picking up on some of the things that happened, some of the stories that they're telling. So it's interesting how that works. Boy, that was a tangent, wasn't it? Nice. Let's see if we can get to those triple digits today. Oh, there was a portal thing there and I missed it. Sad. That ruined my whole run. Ah, sad. We do it on time. 6 minutes. One more run. I like to find one of the portals to see what they do. So that sums up kind of my feelings towards what I would like out of a game like that, and why I don't like the newer games. They're trying to push it to be the best racing simulator on Earth, but yet they're trying to do it with all the fake stuff and not the driving physics. So what's the point? Like, the driving physics are still, I mean, they're better, but they still have to be dumbed down enough to be controller compatible. And that's fine, that can be its own separate kind of game. just don't try and sell it as the ultimate driving simulator. Try to sell it as the ultimate driving experience. And that, I think, pretty much will never happen, unfortunately. Because the drama sells. Now, I say that could never happen, but obviously Codemasters figured out that not everybody wants that, and they did make major changes to their presentation of Dirt, and it pretty much is exactly what I was describing, on a smaller scale, and it's a smaller studio, a smaller audience. But yeah, you're basically forced through the history of Rally through that game. So I have learned a lot about the history of Rally through that game. Is it marketed that way? No. Could it be marketed that way? Definitely no. Nobody would be interested in that if it was just told as a learning experience. Who wants that? But it just kind of happens, and when it happens, it's really cool. And then I've been inspired by that to, like, when we got to the Group B stuff. I always knew a little bit about it, but I didn't know any details. I didn't know that MG that I drove existed. Oh man, I wanted that portal. I think I missed that one twice. So that encouraged me to look up information about the MG, what kind of engineering went into it, why they went with the naturally aspirated engine when everybody else was going turbo. And although that stuff wasn't presented to me in the game, it encouraged me to look for it, and I really appreciate that they did that, and that they included cars like that. Not just the stuff that everybody already knows about, or stuff that is super popular. And that's a perfect point. The 240, when the first Gran Turismos were coming out, was not a popular car. It was a forgotten about car. It was a chick car that was, you know, just any other driver. Wow, things have gotten intense. Oh, that's because it's the Apocalypse region. Interesting. Well, we're having... Oh, there's my all-time high score. Can we beat it? Pressure's on all of a sudden. Can we get to the triple digits? I really want to do it. I have 3 jumps, or 2 jumps. Okay, let's use one here. Let's look for... Is that try moving? And then... Okay, let's use it in here, because these sections are a pain. Okay, there's some more tries. There's some more. Let's get to the sun. Sorry, I've probably completely forgotten my point now. That's something. Oh yeah, the 240 was not popular then. Oof. Okay, we made it through the region. I almost made it clear. That would have been a bonus. That's too bad. Let's get some more points here. I missed them all. Fantastic. And a jump. So this will probably be it. I think we're about out of time too, so this will really be it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I hope it made sense. Sorry to anybody that just came in here hoping to see some regular Races on gameplay. Oh, I got an achievement. Rook. Cool. We did it! 772. Well, this was a very successful recording. I'm glad I did this now. Still a couple minutes left, but I'm just gonna pause my timer here and yeah, we'll just do a fake run. But yeah, I am interested to hear your thoughts on that. Hopefully, I know this is probably a strange place to be having this conversation instead of in a racing game, even though this is Race the Sun. But it's not the racing game that you would probably expect it to be in. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that subject, and if you think my idea was something that you would be interested in. Not that I have any say in the matter. And yeah, do you agree that the modern racing games, your Gran Turismos, your Forzas, your Project Cars, they're starting to lose focus on the cars and starting to fall into the reality TV show kind of trap, where everything's just gotta be about how this is the most dramatic thing that's ever happened in your life. And it very well could be, but for all different reasons. Like look at the racing footage from Jump Car. That was trauma. When we spun and crashed out of the lead, That's your drama in racing. And then the drama of fixing the car on the spot, not knowing what's going on, that's real stuff. That's how it really works. It's not that some billionaire showed up to this race and showed interest in you. Okay, well, that is where we end. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, let me know your thoughts.